crazy week. I'm enjoying some palm wine, just everybody with some stout beer. But I'm listening to the music of Lucky Dubé and sharing it with friends around the world and in Austria in particular. And I remember the morning when Lucky was killed. I was working for a company in Johannesburg, a logistics company, frozen food logistics, and I was on my way to work when I heard the news that he was killed. And the interesting thing about it is the backstory to this, or the follow-up story rather. He was killed in his driveway, attempted car hijack. He was in the car with his young son, and he reached for his Bible, and the robbers thought he's reaching for a gun, and they killed him. So a couple of days later, I was listening to a radio station, talk radio, and this story came up. There was a South African woman at that time. I'm going to use the real names. I'm sure I'm not supposed to, but I'm going to do it in any case. Maria, please feel free to reach out to me and correct me when I'm wrong and add to the story. This is how I got it. I'm going to tell the story as I got it. So Maria Kind, South African, was working for the United Nations, and just after these events, she was at the United Nations conference in Burkina Faso, here in West Africa, where I am at the moment. And as I have the story, Maria wanted to do some exercise in the morning. She was there for a UN conference, and so she wanted to walk around the city wall. So she did that in the morning. And this particular morning, she found herself at the city gate, and she saw in the distance what looked like a cloud on the horizon. It was very unusual. And so she stood at the city gates looking at this crowd, at the cloud, approaching the city. And she was struck with amazement. The cloud got closer and closer, and she could discern that it was two people walking, causing the dust and creating this cloud. And they approached the city gates, and the older man, if I recall correctly, asked her that they are looking for a person with the name of Maria Kind. And she says, she replied something to the effect of, the universe must be looking favorably upon you because you found her. And then the person, here he gets emotional. I need to keep my composure. He reached into his tunic, and from what I recall, he pulled out a CD cover of Lucky Dubé. And he said that they heard about the passing of Lucky Dubé. And the elders of his city asked him to, they also heard that there's this lady from South Africa, Maria Kind, who would be attending this UN conference in Burkina Faso at this particular city. And they asked him to do the trip to the city and to locate Maria Kind and to convey their deepest condolences to his family before his passing. And he had the CD cover in his hand of Lucky Dube. And then he said to her that this is Africa. Beautiful Africa. This is an African story. What they do at night is that they disconnect the batteries from the vehicles and they attach that to CD players. And they have the CD music of Lucky Dube, and when the sun sets, they do this connection and they listen to and they dance to the music of Lucky Dube. Wow. Africa. It's in your blood. It's in your blood. If it's in your blood, it moves you. It moves you. It's got nothing to do with meat curing or with anything. It's got to do with being human. And West Africa. And the beauty of these people and these lands and the music of Lucky Dube.